And after that, here Vincent goes for knight to e5, putting some pressure over the knight. So that's why bishop to f6 by Alireza. He just attacks the knight, and here white can consider d4 to defend this knight, but instead he brings his knight to c6, which is a super annoying outpost directly attacking the queen. And let's suppose if black captured this knight with let's say bishop takes c6, now comes queen takes c6, and look at this. Now white queen is in a better place, trying to infiltrate towards the black position. And if black decides to castle, now comes knight to c3. White can bring his another knight into the game. And if knight to e5, queen to b5, creating more pressure over the knight on d5. And let's say if black pushes c6, queen to b3, and you can see in the end white is slightly better due to this amazing bishop pairs. Okay, so in the game after knight to c6, let me go back. So that's why Firouzja simply steps his queen to c8, defending the queen, and in the next move, he's going to bring his knight to c5 so that he can target this queen. So to stop this, Keymer pushes d4, covering the c5 square so that this knight can't enter. So now the question is, how can black proceed further from this position? And guys, here the best move for black is to however goes for knight to c5. And I know it's shocking, but the idea behind this move is, if white captured this knight, now comes queen to d7, pinning the knight to the queen and winning the piece back. But in the game after the move d4, here Alireza plays a6, preparing to push b5. But yeah, so now Vincent attacks the knight with e4, but Firouzja counters with b5, attacking the queen. So that's why and now you can see Alireza is attacking the queen. But Keymer ignores this and he captures the pawn on g7. And he is now threatening to capture the rook so that he can promote. So to stop this, rook to g8. Firouzja calmly slides his rook, and now Vincent must consider the move queen to e4 so that he can target the knight. But instead he goes for queen takes h7, and now he's threatening to capture the rook. But guys, that's a big mistake, because here Alireza finds the best move, which is queen to b7, and now he's threatening knight to e2 mate. And now let me know in the comments that why queen takes g8 is not possible. Okay, so now as I said, here black is threatening mate on e2, but guys, there is a move which white can consider to save this game. I mean, here white can consider this amazing move, rook to d1, and the idea is, if now black gives a check from e2 square, that will be a mistake, because after king to f1, now you can see this knight is trapped, because this d file is already covered by the rook. Okay, so in the actual game after queen to b7, here Vincent missed that move and instead he pushes f3, which is a mistake because he weakens his king side structure. And since white is now threatening to capture this rook, so to defend this, finally Firouzja castled queen side. Okay, so knight to d2, Vincent guards the f3 pawn, but Firouzja pushes f5, and you can see what he's preparing for. So that's why queen to h6. He just defends his queen earlier. Knight to e5, and you can see now Alireza is putting immense pressure over the f3 pawn. So to defend this, Vincent bring his queen to e3. And guys, now the question is, how can black continue from this position? And I know some of you might be thinking of knight to c2, forking the queen and the rook, but in reality, that's a huge blunder. Because first of all, white is going to capture this knight with queen takes e5. And after knight takes a1, now comes queen takes e6 check, king to b8, queen takes f5, rook takes g7, but knight to e4. And now just take a look at this position carefully. Now white has 3 passers on the king side, whereas yes, black also has some passers, but to counter that, white bishop and 2 pawns are enough, which automatically makes this position better for white. And you can see this knight is just stuck in the corner, so it's not participating in the game. So that's why after queen to e3, okay, so let me go back. Here Firouzja, finds the best move. He goes for queen to d5, defending the knight on e5, and now he is threatening knight to c2 fork. So to defend this, rook to b1, and after that, and in this position, the final move by Firouzja is rook takes g3 check, and in this position, Vincent Keymer resigned. This is because after king to f2, in this position, now there is something which Firouzja has prepared. Can you find that move? Just pause the video and try to find it by yourself. And guys, the move is rook takes f3 check. And one thing is clear, that king takes f3 is not possible due to this knight takes f3 is not possible due to this undefended queen. So that's why king to e1 is forced, but knight to d3 check, king to d1, and now comes this another beautiful sacrifice, rook takes f1 check. The only move is to capture this rook, and finally queen takes e4. And you can see now there is no way to survive the threats of queen to e1 or queen to e2 mate. What a game, guys. I mean, just imagine destroying a super grandmaster in just 26 moves. This is absolutely crazy. Like this video and I will see you in the next one. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.